Hello guys, and welcome back where we last left off. Well, it looked a little bit different than this. I've actually gone ahead about 2 weeks into the future, or thereabouts. And I've done a few things to change around how it currently looks. So as you can see, France is now in the alliance again, and so is Switzerland. I convinced them, wink wink, to be back in our alliance, so it's correct for when World War II breaks out, because France isn't part of this alliance. I don't know how that would mess up the history that is supposed to happen. I'm pretty sure Belgium and Holland aren't supposed to be in the alliance, but I know France is definitely meant to be in this alliance, because when you exit, and it shows you like the results of the key victories, or key points you have, it says France is part of the Allies, and they wasn't part of it, so they're in it now. Don't know how long they'll stay. It hasn't moved a day since I've got them in here. Anyway, that's changed. And also, I've renamed just about every single soldier in the army. So, I'll put this on normal, and we'll continue. So, in the capital, we've got the Iberian Capital Guard, with the 1st Capital Garrison and the 2nd Capital Garrison. We've also got our first bombers coming in, which is nice. We've got, I renamed this, and it doesn't rename properly. It was just the Grand Spanish Armada. Oh, wait. Oh, it's split in 2! Why did it split in 2? Strange. Must have been when I swapped, to do some negotiations. Yeah, well that's happened. I've also got the 2nd Africa Corps, which consists of the troops here with the, medium tanks, which will hopefully be great in Africa when I'm dealing with Italy, if that happens. Also, when these link up again, I'll send them out. I'll show you everything, don't worry. So I'll have them together, and off you go, back to the capital in the north. In fact, I'll show this off. So, here, we've got the New World Capital Guard North. With the... there we go, they've broken it. No, they're not going to stick around until, like, World War II kicks off, and then we force them to join. Or they just join us naturally. I don't think they like being with such a belligerent partner. Anyway, we got the New World Divisions, New World Infantry Divisions. We've also got the New World Capital Guard South, which I believe used to be the 3rd Portuguese Border Guard, which we're sending down. And they'll be in Buenos Aires, so we have a decent-ish coverage of, I don't know, an entire continent. 6 years covering an entire continent. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. Here we've got the 1st Africa Corps, which has been made up of the original Africa Corps and the Capital Guard. We've got the Spanish Northern HQ, obviously, 1st Mountain Corps, and the 1st Reservists, instead of just the 1st Reserves. And the 1st Spanish Expeditionary Force. They're no longer conquistadors because they're not in South America. So I've called them the Expeditionary Force because they'll just move out throughout Europe and maybe even across the world. But they're not fighting specifically in South America, so I've changed the name. So that's them. Got the 5th Spanish Expeditionary Force, so that's how many we've got. We've got 5 different expeditionary forces. This one made up of some of the recruits that we got. And they was originally supposed to go to France. I don't think that's possible now. No. Anyway, here we got the 2nd Expeditionary Force, so you'll hang out around there. Got the 1st Empire Line Garrison. Right, so I've called this the Empire Line, by the way. The line that guarantees our empire will thrive. Thereabouts. So we've got the 1st Empire Line, 2nd Empire Line, 3rd Empire Line. It goes down. I know I keep showing other things, the Expeditionary Forces, but yeah. I've also managed to get round to renaming these, because I had some time yesterday, and I decided I'll just go on and rename some stuff and do a few things. So I got the Balearic Command. And down here we've got the Canary Islands Command. They will do nothing, except stand still, I imagine. But yeah, that's that. I'm actually planning to make this an airfield. So yeah, I'm actually planning to put airbase here. So hopefully we'll be in striking range of pretty much all of Italy and some of South Africa. Northern Africa here. We might have to get a decent range, because the closest we have is Madrid and down here in our African territory. So hopefully if I have an airbase here, I'll be able to just strike across the continent. That's what I'm hoping there. And is there anything else? So, I'm having 2 corps in Africa. I'm having 2 division armies. What am I saying? Okay, 2 different armies here. 2 different armies here. And the rest will be in Europe, ready to pounce into God knows where. Central America is being guarded by El Salvador over here, who's got 5 different divisions. 1 less than me that I'm using to support an entire continent. So yeah, that's how it's gonna look. I am planning to sort of fill out maybe South America with a few more militia, just in case, because 6 units to guard an entire empire is a bit of a stretch. I might throw some troops down there. Same with Africa, I might throw some militia in there. Just cheap units. Same with it, I might just throw a few militia around everywhere. But what I want to do next is I want to guarantee the Mediterranean. So I need to block off these points. These 3 key regions. Barcelona, Valencia, and Murcia. Murcia? Not America. America's over here. Whatever. But yeah, I want to guard these 3 in case of an Italian landing, which could happen. I'm not so worried about the rest of this, because the British Empire and their navy, and the French navy, for a certain amount of time, will hopefully guard the passages over here. And we'll put some troops there in case, but they'll mostly be guarded. And the Italians cannot escape the Mediterranean without going through Gibraltar, which is, you know, they can't actually get there unless they take one of these points. Or, of course, beat me on land over here. So I'm going to try and make a few more garrisons when possible to just guard these specific points, and also build up the coastal fortifications, which I'll start doing now. I want to make like a Fortress Spain. Like, I want it to be the spiky ball on the end of Europe that just can't be breached. I've already sort of secured the northern part. I've already got 10 in some of these places, so I've almost finished construction of the Empire line. I'm debating whether to have like a fallback, like maybe if I put some defenses down here in case I need to evacuate somewhere. But I think it'll be fine. I'm hoping the Empire line does not collapse. We'll find out, I suppose. In the meantime, we're getting all of our bombers through, getting some of our planes made. Got another fortress. Supplies are fine, upgrades are fine for now. Everything is doing pretty well. So, for those who don't know the plan, because I keep getting people saying, join the Axis, not happening. I am allies until after World War II, then I'm my own political faction. In World War II, 8 superpowers will go in, if you include Italy as a superpower. They're not really a superpower, they're just sort of a big regional power with colonies. But if you include 8, which is Germany, Britain, France, Spain, Russia, United States, Italy, and Japan, which I believe is 8, unless I messed up on maths. 8 powers will walk into this war. In reality, 2 came out in the real one. There was the United States and Russia. That's what happened. That was the end. That was what the Cold War began. That's when the Cold War began. Here, 3 powers, hopefully, will emerge from this war. United States, Russia, and the Spanish Empire. I want that to happen, so I will have enough, hopefully enough influence and territory to form my own Cold War faction. Kind of like the Axis, you know, I'm going to be the fascists that survive into the Cold War. So democracy will be on this side, the communists will be on this side, and I will hopefully, if possible, be able to take sort of a southern part of France, Italy, Switzerland, maybe? I might, if I'm lucky, I might be able to take a small chunk of Eastern Europe here. With the majority of my empire probably being, like, Africa or something. And, of course, South America. That's sort of the faction I want to create here. Vichy France will not be at war with me or any of the allies when they're born. If they get into France, of course. They'll be sort of politically neutral but aligned with Germany. So what I'm going to do is, if I can hold the Germans along like this passageway, because the rest of this will be Vichy France, I might be able to just stomp Vichy France, annex them, fall back, and when they're annexed, they are yours, by the way. I've improved from artillery. When a region is annexed, they're yours until you are annexed or you give up the territory. So I will hopefully be able to then retake the land and make it into a puppet state, a Vichy France of my own. It may sound complicated, but trust me, it would work out if I can actually get Vichy France. That's Finn. I've got to actually beat Germany. And if you saw the troops in France, they have like hundreds of divisions just sitting in here. In fact, they've gotten like no troops in Africa at all. So I don't know how they plan to defend against Italy. Also, Switzerland is looking very desperate. They don't have nearly as many men as they used to. But yeah, we'll see how that works out. That's my plans. Hopefully, it'll come from 8 superpowers to 3, and I will be one of them. Anyway, I think that's all explained. Let's speed this up to very fast. Who is this? This is El Salvador giving me the anti-tank tech. Thank you. And we'll push on. I don't know when I think when I'm done with the planes, I'll do the partial mobilization and get the garrisons out, the more infantry out, more everything out, especially transports, which I'll need. Infrastructure being made. Infrastructure being made, it's all coming up. All coming up quite nicely. We've only got 3 anti-air and 1... We got 1 everywhere at least, but 3's our max over there. Land forts soon be completed. Factories, we're actually running out of factories to make. Do I want to keep expanding my industrial capacity? In Madrid, I think I do, and maybe in South America. I think I do, so along here. Let's actually start making factories in both our capitals. Actually, Buenos Aires has got 12, so that's fine. But I'll start making it over here. Might as well. And planes, right. Let's get this out, shall we? So we've got 1, and we've got 2. Not you, how am I gonna do this? How do I access my planes? I think I'll have to do it like this. So, you two, can I combine you at all? It's really difficult when you have people on there, because you can't quite select them, probably. Doesn't quite show up. Ah, such a challenge! My first challenge in a long time. Just go to somewhere else and I'll combine you separately. Oh wait, I might have been able to... Yeah, there we go. That's how you do it. If I rebase here, never mind. If I just click on the region, I can... No, that can't do that. Never mind. I'm wasting time, which is what I need to do until, of course, World War II kicks off. So you can now go to here. And then I can hopefully combine you two. There we go. Combined. Got a bomber force. I want at least 3 in there. So let's get you to move over here. Nope, troop transport's been made. Right, I can actually start working on those now. Very nice. I'll also start working on torpedoes. Is there anything better that I can make? Well, sorry, anyone better that I can get, not make. I think you were pretty good. Yeah, let's go for you. And now I want, let's see. How many troop transports do I want? It's very important. I want, let's say... I've already got 3. So I want about 12 more. I won't be able to supply that, of course. I won't have nearly enough. Well, I have a bit of manpower. Not enough, though. By the way, for those who don't know, I'm pretty sure, as far as I can tell, 1 manpower on here equals 1,000 men. So, before I had over 1 million men in reserve. I think I had, like, actually 4 million men in reserve at some point. But yeah, that's what that means. So at the moment, I've only got, what, 400 men in reserve? That's not nearly enough. That's not good enough at all. Okay, what is this? Franco-Spanish... let me just do this. Triangular chord. Triangular? Tanga. I don't know what I'm saying. The French and Spanish governments reached an accord, the government of Tanga. Both countries agreed that the chief administrator and Bishop of Tanga would be Spanish. The outbreak of Spanish Civil War, however, deferred the implementation of these arrangements. Okay. Was I supposed to have a Spanish Civil War? And I believe my ship's probably arrived here a while ago. Yeah, was I supposed to have a Spanish Civil War at some point? I don't know if that time's passed, because I might be safe now. Because I did pick being National Socialist anyway, and not become the Republic, which is more left-leaning. Oh, fun fact, by the way, did I put him in here? I don't think I did, but if I look through here... where is he? He's around here. I know he's around here. Come on, show your face, unless I already put you somewhere. Might have already passed him. Oh, there he is. Franco! There's Franco! I can have him as a general if I want. I think he, is... I don't actually know what doctrines he supports. He is a defensive doctrine, so he could be pretty good on the Empire line. But currently, all these are better candidates, I think. Oh, no, that was where I, these guys here. So what I might have is you will be replaced by Mr. Franco. Nope, Iraq has been born by the United Kingdom. Yes, and here, Franco, if I can find him, is he further down instead of further up? There he is. Free experience, he is a good defensive doctrine. He will hold here on the 2nd Empire Line garrison. Let's go over to Iraq. In fact, I'll show you the Middle East. Not the Middle East, the East. Show you what's going on. So there's the nationalists, there's the communists, and there's the Japanese. And over here, we've got Iraq, of course. France is still holding Syria. Great Britain's holding that part of the Middle East. And we'll find out what's going to happen. A lot of stuff's going to kick off down there. It's all going to be down to Italy. It's all going to be down to Italy and whether they can get to Egypt. If they can get to Egypt, I believe what happens is Egypt rises up and rebels against the British Empire. So we're going to have to try and stop that. If I can maybe come across through French land to try and sidetrack and take Libya myself, that could be very handy. Anyway, though, that's the end of this part, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and next time, more preparations! More leading up to World War II, more tech. See you then.